Hello, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Carol Jenkins. The program is Black America. We wanted to take you to the first Power Rising Summit held in Atlanta, Georgia, where thousands of Black women who are businesswomen, mothers, politicians, authors, and daughters came together. The theme was building an agenda for Black women.
Welcome to a place where special potions are not needed for the power of women to rise.
It brought new meaning to go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. I feel so full, so nourished and nurtured. And, everyone, we have to do this every year because I needed this.
What better place in 2018 to hold a political gathering of Black women than Atlanta, Georgia? Atlanta has a brand new Black woman mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms. She took office in January as the city's second Black woman mayor.
We are already leading in our communities. We just don't always recognize the power of our collective leadership. And so I'm so very happy that you all are here this weekend, the cradle of the civil rights movement, working together to use our power to make a difference. And I'm reminded of the words of Audre Lorde, who said, revolution is not a one-time event. So don't think that this weekend is a one-time event. It's about coming back. It's about going home and engaging, and it's about making sure that our voices are heard and we are represented across this country. Because when we engage, look what happens. When we don't engage, look what happens. Go home, engage, empower. You are powerful beyond belief.
Georgia has a Black woman running for governor. Stacey Abrams, a Yale Law School graduate, former minority leader in the Georgia Assembly, who is raising a lot of money, a lot of attention, and a lot of hopes across the country.
I'm running for governor because I know that no matter what your zip code, your future should never be dictated by your street number. I'm running for governor because I know that we can do better by our economy, that poverty is not permanent. It's just laziness on the part of the system to fix themselves. Because my parents came up out of poverty, but they didn't get as far as they should have. But in a single generation, they produced 2 PhDs, 2 JDs, a social worker, and a young man who's doing the best he can.
On a weekend in late February 2018, nearly 1,000 Black women from 33 states landed in Atlanta for the Power Rising Summit. As many were surprised to learn, possibly the largest explicitly political confab of Black women.
Welcome to this very real space that has been crafted for the particular illumination of brilliance and boldness and beauty that is the Black woman. Welcome to this sacred space where Black women gather to challenge the myths and microaggressions that permeate our everyday existence. Welcome to this space where the intentional shattering of capitalistic and patriarchal lens as standards capable of providing a complete revelation of our womanhood do not exist.
American Black women were still being celebrated for their prowess in the voting booth, the engine behind the defeat of Roy Moore in Alabama, sending Democrat Doug Jones to the Senate. They had solidly stood behind the candidacy of Hillary Clinton, 98% voting for her. But while these votes have been a crucial core of the Democratic Party, the most reliable voting bloc in the country, they have little to show for it, Black women, in elective office. Less than 5% of elected officials in the country are Black women. There is evidence of dissatisfaction with the Democrats. Black voter participation dropped precipitously from the 66.6% in the 2012 last Obama election to 59.6% in 2016. This summit was intended to address all of these issues.
In July of 2017, in the basement conference room of the National Council of Negro Women, the only building on Pennsylvania Avenue owned by Black people, within eyeshot of the Capitol, on the site of the last slave market in the District of Columbia, we held the first planning meeting for Power Rising. Why are we here? We're here for Harriet. We're here for Sojourner. We're here for Jarena Lee. We're here for Ida B. We're here for Rosa and Coretta and Betty and Merle. We're here for Maxine Waters. We're here for Angela Davis. We're here for Assata Shakur. We're here for Alice Walker. We're here for Sandra Bland. We're here for Eleanor Bumpers. We're here for Erica Garner. And yes, we're here for Trayvon Martin. And we're here for Eric Garner. And we're here for Clifford Glover. And we're here for Claude Reese. And we're here for Randolph Evans. We're here for the sisters who couldn't be here. We're here for our mothers, our daughters, our sisters, our aunties, our lovers, our wives, whoever. We're here for you. We're here for them. They couldn't be here. We're here in their place. We're here for our past. We're here for our present. And most importantly, we're here for our future.
Some powerful women doing the organizing. Leah Daughtry, a longtime Democratic leader, presided over the Democratic Convention last year. She was in the midst of coordinating Hillary Clinton's cabinet when the shock of the election hit. Minion Moore was influential in the Clinton circles as well. And there were the co-chairs of the Black Women and Girls Congressional Caucus, Bonnie Watson Coleman of New Jersey, Yvette Clarke of New York, and Robin Kelly of Illinois.
We are living at a time where Black women continue to not only vote this country forward, but also at a time where more of us are stepping off the sidelines to run for office.
Glenda Carr is co-founder of Higher Heights for America. It has a goal of raising $1 million and registering 1 million women voters by 2020. Higher Heights endorses and supports Black women candidates and predicts big wins in the next 2 election cycles.
It's the 50th anniversary of Shirley Chisholm's run and election to Congress. And to think that we've made strides in our political engagement, but the 23 million Black women in this country are still underrepresented and underserved, and oftentimes we feel taken for granted. And we thought it was important that we needed to gather in a space designed uniquely for us and by us to talk about the strategies that we need to develop from everyday women like my best friend to leaders in the corporate, political, and cultural space to be able to truly step into our power at this critical crossroad in our country. So when the organizers called and said, hey, can you come down to the house that Dorothy Height built at NCNW for a meeting in a basement, I knew it was going to be a special time and a special place.
Higher Heights released its joint report with the Center for American Women in Politics at Rutgers at the conference, called The Chisholm Effect. It landmarks 50 years since Shirley Chisholm, the indomitable Brooklyn woman, became the first Black woman in Congress. Since she took office in 1968, 38 Black women have served from 16 states. 2 have been elected to the Senate. Chisholm went on to mount a rigorous campaign for the presidency of the United States, the first Black woman or man to do so.
I stand before you today as a candidate for the Democratic nomination for the presidency of the United States of America. I am not the candidate of Black America, although I am Black and proud. I am not the candidate of the women's movement of this country, although I am a woman, and I'm equally proud of that. I am not the candidate of any political bosses or fat cats or special interests. I stand here now without endorsements from many big-name politicians or celebrities or any other kind of prop. I do not intend to offer to you the tired and glib cliches which for too long have been an accepted part of our political life. I am the candidate of the people of America.
There are currently 19 Black women in Congress, 18 representatives, and 1 senator. Stacey Abrams has been crisscrossing the country raising money for her campaign for governor of the deep southern state of Georgia. She told me that she'll need $2 million for the primary in May, and she's reached that. $20 million more for the general in November. She is up against another Democrat, another Stacey Evans, in the primary.
There are three issues. It's education, and the way I describe it, it's educating bold and ambitious children from cradle to career. It's about having a thriving and diverse economy, and that's not only about making certain there are good jobs that pay well, but having access to capital to start a job. But it's also about an earned income tax credit and economic mobility, because too many of our families are trapped and mired in poverty that is not necessary. But it's also about making certain that we have strong, responsible leaders who can make certain that government works for everyone. And that's about expanding access to Medicaid and to health care. It's about ending mass incarceration. But it's also about decriminalizing poverty. It's thinking about transportation and transit, and also thinking about the environment, which has very specific issues, especially among Black communities. And so it's being able to take those conversations and understand that while they may play out differently depending on the region, they are universal questions about how we improve the quality of life for everyone.
If Stacey Abrams wins, she will be the first Black woman to be elected governor in the United States. There are 3 Black women in the country who currently serve in statewide elective office. Republican Janine Hampton is the lieutenant governor of Kentucky. Sheila Oliver, a Democrat, is the lieutenant governor of New Jersey. And Denise Napier, also a Democrat, is the state treasurer of Connecticut. It was Kamala Harris, former Attorney General of California, who was able to make the leap from statewide office to the U.S. Senate, only the second Black woman senator after Carol Moseley Braun of Illinois. Representative Yvette Clarke of Brooklyn, a co-chair of the Black Women and Girls Caucus, holds Shirley Chisholm's Brooklyn seat and has introduced legislation to erect a statue in her honor in the Capitol.
My colleagues and I embraced wholeheartedly. The concept was actually brought to 2 of my colleagues by some women who had been sort of interacting with each other through the She Woke Committee in the wake of the murder, the killing of Sandra Bland, they want to say the suicide, well, the death of Sandra Bland, and some of the women who are in sororities. And they just felt that in the midst of everything that was going on, there was no real focus specifically on the challenges of Black women and girls, the marginalization of the experiences of Black women and girls, and that we needed to do something in Washington to address it. And we agreed wholeheartedly, because in the wider scheme of the women's movement, if you will, oftentimes the nuances in the lives of women of color get sort of brushed aside. And we felt it was important to drill down, to look at the disparities, to look at how we've overcome certain challenges and obstacles, look at our triumphs and our victories, and provide a roadmap, if you will, in policy prescription, in legislation that will not only benefit Black women and girls, because if it benefits Black women and girls to a large extent, it's going to benefit many women of color, many women, period, in the United States. And so we came together and we decided that we would work in various disciplines in keeping with some of our work already on the Hill, but with a specific focus on Black women and girls.
The year 2018 will have Black women as mayors of 6 of the country's 100 largest cities. Muriel Bowser of Washington, D.C., Catherine Pugh of Baltimore, Maryland, Sharon Weston Broome of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Vi Alexander Lyles of Charlotte, North Carolina, Keisha Lance Bottoms of Atlanta, and in May, LaToya Cantrell will become the first woman mayor of any color in New Orleans. Melody Campbell is president and CEO of the National Coalition on Black Civic Participation and convener of the Black Women's Roundtable, a public policy network, a powerful group of Black American women. Every year they publish a crucial report on the status of Black women.
But we're stepping in
creating organizations. Black women are creating all kinds of different types of organizations to help black folks who want to run for office, raising money, to fund black politics. And a lot of this is being led by black women, just on that straight line. And then we're running for office. When you think about gentrification and how down to the local level where we were losing a lot of mayor's races that would, many cities traditionally had been held by black candidates. Well, black women are winning in some of these states, cities that have been gentrified. Atlanta, as an example, is no longer as black as it used to be. But you had a black woman who was able to win in Atlanta, in Charlotte, North Carolina. You had a black woman who won that race, and in many other cities, and even in places like Forestville, Georgia, right down the street, where you had a voting age population of 70% black, and this young sister who was built a coalition of other folks in the community, and she was able to win that race. And they also took over the city council, that was majority white. And so those are some of the anecdotes just on the political side that we're seeing, and we're really excited about that. And the Black Women's Roundtable, we're trying to celebrate that and make sure folks know that. And we try to sound the horn, and wherever there's an opportunity for sisters to come together to support each other and lift each other up. This summit is one of those examples, and so we were glad to be a part of it, glad to serve on the steering committee with it, and help support those who I didn't have the vision for this, but I was asked to be a part of the vision, and so I was glad I did that.
Teresa Younger is president of the Ms. Foundation for Women, working for girls and women in this country.
I think we all have this image of these wonderful black girls that get put in front of us that are strong and dynamic and exceptional, and they are. However, we need to understand that the plight of black girls in this country is not good. We can't accept the narrative that everything is okay. Everything is not okay. We know historically that young girls are, seen as older. They're treated as older. We know that they're getting pushed out of school. We know they have higher rates of detention. We know that they are not getting the health care they need that's culturally informed. So what we need to do is actually start paying attention to young black girls. We need to start listening to their stories and what we need to do for them. We need to put more and more images in front of them that reflect what they can be when they get older. And then we need to lift them up and support the stories that they are telling and support the hopes and dreams that they have.
The Power Rising Summit dealt with a full range of topics: economics, culture, youth, health. New York City's First Lady Chirlane McCray led, with the actor Jennifer Lewis, a packed session on mental health.
People don't get help, guess what happens? It gets worse, like any disease. It gets worse. If you don't treat asthma, it gets worse. You don't treat diabetes, it gets worse. The same thing with addiction, same thing with any type of mental illness, and there are many. We don't talk about mental health enough. We just don't. It's such a stigma. So to be in a safe space, a really safe space, surrounded by sisters. I ask them to take each other's hands and say, I am my sister's keeper. I think that helped. And to be able to talk about something so personal, and Jennifer Lewis, she puts it all out there, right? I think it helped us all to think about those deep, dark secrets that we keep hidden that will destroy us if we don't let them out.
Among the takeaways from the summit: support 5 women for political office, mentor 5 girls, and take 5 for yourself.
I am optimistic about the future of Black America. I think we can design the future that we want for ourselves. If there's nobody else that I believe in Black women. So my optimism is couched in our abilities to overcome, to drop kick the door and be in the room you want to be in. It's not really couched in me believing in everybody else. It's in our super strength of just like transforming rooms that we're in that I'm couching my hope in.
Lovey, author and social critic, has created one more thing. She is among the creators of a website, blackwomeninpolitics.com, that will tell you just how many Black women are running and who they are. At last count, searchable list of 569 Black women candidates running for office in 2018 in the U.S. 96 for federal seats, 198 for state seats, 249 for local seats, and 26 not specified. 239 in blue states and 330 in red states, 209 incumbents, and 360 challengers. It sounds like power rising to me.
In all of our brilliance and innovation, we still don't have it together. Together, right? That's a major key alert. Enough to be able to make one call and shut stuff down. Before the emancipation, our people met every year to discuss our agenda. After the emancipation, the last recorded Black agenda meeting I know about is in 1972 in Gary, Indiana. It's 2018, in case you missed it. If there's anyone who can make power rise, it's Black women. But that requires our unity, it requires forgiveness, it requires apologizing, it requires us to move our egos out of the way so that we can be liberated enough to free our folks. When it goes down and the NFL doesn't want to sign Colin Kaepernick, when it goes down and Black folks aren't getting contracts, when it goes down and hate incidents are on the rise, or worse, you have someone as hateful as your current commander-in-chief residing in the White House, who are you gonna call? It's not a Ghostbuster. Who is on your speed dial list? Who's on your activate quickly list? I hate to break it to you, you don't have one. There's nothing quick about our activation right now because we have too many other issues to get through. We worried about who's in the room, what they're gonna say, how much time they're gonna take, what their job title is, where they live. We have all of this stuff. Meanwhile, Jewish folks can move quick. Meanwhile, the LGBTQIA community can move quick. When the transgender bill went down in North Carolina, LGBT folks had CEOs write letters saying our businesses will shut down there. Where were we? Where are we when this stuff hits the fan for us? So you can say we don't have the same resources that they do, but I told you about that $1.3 trillion worth of buying power. It's time for us to put our money up into everything that we say we believe in, or shut up and sit down. But I don't think that's this room. I just have to hit the Black Party really quick, and I promise, Mignon, I'm sitting down. I promise. So Dr. King said, if you respect my dollar, you must respect my person. So today I say to you, if you respect my if you respect my vote, you must respect my person. We can run and win statewide. We can run and win in majority districts. We can run and win campaigns led by and staffed by us, Donna. We can serve we did win that race. We can serve in party leadership positions. We can have a party platform that shows them better than we can tell them. Where is our agenda? It's okay to have a Black party to push our agenda. I'm not saying that we don't vote Democrat, but we definitely can tell them no more will you leave Black people behind. No longer will you treat us as invisible. No longer will you come to our church and put in the fans, but you don't put in the resources and the investment. No more. So the power is in our hands to rewrite the narrative, to shift the paradigm. The power is rising. The power is right here. Ladies, all power to the people.
Bless our feet straight from the places, our God, where we met thee. Bless our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget.
It sounds like power rising to me.